it's not that Arteta wants all versatile players. I just think you've got to be absolutely outstanding, you know.
There's injuries, and then there's obviously selection absences. And the big selection absence, which many Arsenal fans would have been like, yo, what's going on here, sort of thing, was Gabriel. Now, Gabriel is someone that has started, every game practically since he signed in 2021. I think, like they said, 70 odd games,
73 or something for the past 2 seasons anyway. He hasn't missed a game. 38, so that's got to be up there.
Yeah, it shows you how integral he's become for us. And many would have said, the starting centre-back partnership for Arsenal is Gabriel and Saliba. Come the first day of the season and there's no Gabriel. He's on the bench, but he's not in the starting 11. Mikel, I guess, made it sound like it's on a situation by situation kind of basis. That's what I got when he was asked. He didn't say it was an injury or anything like that, or he needs a rest or anything like that, or he wasn't sharp. He made it sound like it was based on the situation or our opponents. We've went for something else. What did you take from that?
I mean, the way the game played out, I see it looked like he wanted more control, and to have more control, he wanted Partey in there, but he still wanted to have all the attacking options there as well. So if you have Partey at right back, you can now move him into midfield, and now you have Partey, Rice, Ødegaard, Havertz all on the pitch at the same time with our front three, which is great. But then obviously someone's going to have to play the press, and it looked like it was Gabriel. And what that says to me is that he doesn't have the technical security that the other centre-backs provide. And I've got to agree with him on that front, because when it comes to him, Ben White, Saliba, even Timber, if you're saying we want to keep the ball and pepper Nottingham Forest, those guys are the ones who are going to be able to pass the ball short, long, probably the best. And it's not that Gabriel is bad on the ball, but he's just not as good as those guys. And it's unfortunate because he's my guy, and I feel like he's a good balance for Saliba, you know what I mean? But I don't know. We will see. Obviously, it's the first game, so we haven't really got anything else to go off in terms of, is this just a tactical decision? Will there be other games where? But maybe it's the beginning of Arteta rotating and making these small changes. But I worry at the same time that he's going to overdo it. And every game he's going to be tinker this and tinker that. And
I said this. He's going to become Tinker Mikel. Like we've got the options now, but it's like, as we all know, there's just certain positions you don't touch, you don't move, you don't mess with the spine if possible, you don't mess with your defense and your goalie if possible. I can understand, okay, you want to control the game against the Nottingham Forest, and that's pretty much what we had to do for the first 15 minutes that you said was quite dry because we couldn't break through. But it's like, Gabriel, like, did you feel like we lost something on the defensive side of the game when he wasn't there?
No, but it's not the kind of game, because Forest just gave like absolutely nothing, other than maybe 1 or 2 counter chances in the first half and the Brennan Johnson chance. They didn't really do anything, so there wasn't much to say that we missed him. We had that control, so it's a bit difficult. I don't think it would have been any different if he was there, is what I'm saying. I don't think anything particularly was different. I obviously enjoyed having Partey there because of the control and being at the base and stuff. But I don't think we wouldn't have not done that if he wasn't there. Maybe not to the same degree, but I still think we get the same outcome either way. But I'm just hoping it's not him overdoing it, because it's not to make light of Nottingham Forest or any of these smaller teams, but you just think, just put out the best 11, get the job done. I don't know. It's
I mean,
we've got players.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what Mikel said. I hear it, but like at the same breath, I don't hear it, because like like you're saying, yeah, wouldn't you just put out what we've perceived to be our best team, unless he no longer thinks that Gabriel is in what could be our best 11? Now, what's a Gabriel fixture now? You know, is it away from home? Is the away games where we're going to see Gabriel, and at home where we're expected to win against, let's say, comfortably, let's say anyone outside the top 8 teams. If you're from 9th down to 20th, we don't see Gabriel feature at home, as long as obviously everyone else is fit. If we then, you know, if we're against those top 8 teams, you might need something more sturdy in the back. Then we bring in Gabriel. How, if we're setting this kind of bar, how do we now manage this? Do you see what I mean?
I don't, because the thing is that the tactic to get more control is what I'm perceiving it to be. Technically, you would want that against all teams, maybe bar, but even you would do something like this against City as well, because you would want to control the game as best as possible, or just have as much solidity there. But then I don't know if maybe having Gabriel will be better for the bigger games where maybe you've got bigger strikers or more bullies. Not to say Saliba can't deal with them, but to have, Ben White's a bit shorter, not as robust and bombastic as Gabriel. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to see as the season goes, but it does make me think it's not a tactic where it was like, oh, we wanted to have more pacey players, and it's like, okay, we know we won't play Trossard because Martinelli's is a burners. This one is like, we wanted more control. But so are you telling us that we can't have as much control with Gabriel in the side? And if so, then he shouldn't play at all, technically, because you'd want control in all games. So where do we go from here? I don't know. But it's the only plus I took from it is that the bench just looked ridiculously strong. It looked ridiculously strong. And then you add a centre-back who's been starting the last 2 seasons for us there, and you just think, well, we can deal with any mishap. Just to fall back a little bit on the Timber topic, I know there was a bit of a drop-off when Tomiyasu came on, but to still say that you brought on someone of his calibre, that we've seen him perform well, it's good to see. But yeah, back to Gabriel. I won't say I fear for him, but it was just very weird, especially for my fantasy football league team, because I put Gabriel there and he didn't start. So
it's me and you, we're both fans of Gabriel, and I mean, it begs the question: should Gabriel be a bit fearful for his position? Should it for his overall position? Because if we say now, like, we signed Jakub Kiwior, and he's shown he can play left back, centre back, and I think the fact he's comfortably playing left back shows he has that control element. And maybe he wasn't a straight swap for Gabriel in this particular fixture, just because of the occasion. First day of the season, he's still kind of adapting, quote unquote. To put him in there could have been a bit rough, but how we have spent money this past season, if we go into summer transfer window next year and sign a world-class left-footed centre-back, whoever that is, I don't know, like, what does that say for Gabriel? Like, should he be fearing now that his technical ability isn't of his peers in his position?
I think, when you were just saying all that now, I just had a bit of a flash forward, and I was thinking he might, in the future, might have to be worried, because it's clear Arteta's moving to this versatility model. And of all our defenders, he's probably the least versatile. Even my guy Tierney's more versatile, technically, because I don't think you would put Gabriel left back. He's left centre-back and that's it. Maybe right centre-back at a push. He can't really play further up the field. And all of a sudden, when the bar rises, all of a sudden you just realise that actually the lack of your versatility in an Arteta model is maybe what is, he's not really, it's like, oh, if he have to, because he does come wide left sometimes, but that's just Formula 3. It's not that difficult, or, in terms of like, it's not very different from what he's doing a little bit. It's just the gap between the centre back or the right back is just a little bit bigger. But I do think that maybe in the future, as we progress, these are the sort of players or people that we love that we might say goodbye to for a more versatile player. And it's not that Arteta wants all versatile players. I just think you've got to be absolutely outstanding. Saliba is tip top and he's not moving anywhere. I don't know if you would play Saliba at right back, but I know he has in the past. But I don't know if you'd put him there now. But either way, his technical brilliance just says he can't. You're not moving him anywhere. Yeah. Then you've got someone like Ødegaard as well. He's first name on the team sheet kind of thing. But everyone else around him, versatile. Saka, versatile. Martinelli, versatile. Rice, even Havertz, Partey, now showing his versatility. The only one again, maybe someone like Eddie. And again, maybe he's really good at what Arteta wants him to do. But then again, he's someone else again who's looking like maybe in a season, you're probably not going to be here anymore.
Yeah.
So maybe we can start to pinpoint the players who aren't going to be around for the next, maybe after 1 or 2 seasons, because they don't have the versatility that he's looking for, the ability to have that fluid shape. Because you're just seeing, it said we're going to play 4-3-3, but then Ødegaard's over here, and Partey's here, and Rice is there, and Zinchenko's there. I think that's what he wants, and if you can't do that, even when you have players like Xhaka who really did well to adapt, it might not be long for some of these players. But again, that's me speculating crazy. I want my guy Gabriel to succeed.
I want him to succeed as well. But I just don't think it's that crazy. Everything you said, I don't think it's that crazy at all. Like you can clearly see that's what he wants. It will save, even financially, it will save, because you can now have players move around the pitch. You don't have, I've lost my left back. Who do I now turn to? You've got other players that play in that position. So, listen, it's a dangerous situation for Gabriel. I think it makes sense. Like I said, you make sense. Mikel made sense. I just feel like one, it's dangerous for Gabriel, and I like Gabriel, and two, I'm just very wary about chopping and changing. We were very good last season because of how we had to. We played a lot of the same team a lot of the time, innit? And obviously that brings some type of familiarity as well. Probably more so my worry at this minute is chopping and changing too much, more so than Gabriel's future.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that Ben White was great yesterday. He slotted in and didn't put a foot wrong. And again, those are just the things that make it seem like, we didn't miss you, bro. You know what I mean? And that's, again, I don't think he comes on if we don't go 2-1 down. He doesn't come back on.
Really not.
We shall see it.